The 26th, uh, the Board of Commissioners of the Norfolk Redevelopment and Housing Authority. Let me begin by offering a happy new year to each and every one of you. Trust that everyone had a safe and enjoyable holiday season, and certainly look forward to having a very rewarding and prosperous new year. We won't waste a great deal of time. I think we do have a quorum present. We'll get right into our agenda for the day with approval of the minutes for the commissioners' meeting of the 4th and 11th of December. We had a chance to read all of those, commissioners.
I have.
You haven't?
I have.
Okay.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second the motion.
It's been properly moved in second that we accept the minutes from the December 4th and 11th meetings. Is there any unreadiness? Any unreadiness? Hearing none, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Nays have the same right, so carried. We're in the public comments. Do we have anyone with us this morning that wishes to share some thoughts and ideas of how we can do better and get better?
Good morning, Commissioners. At this time, we have no public comments and no requests for comment in the chat.
We'll get back to that later. Maybe they got caught in the traffic. Okay. And Michael, that brings you right to the forefront, young man. Okay.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
And when was the last time you were on ED comments at 9:05? I'm going, in keeping with we're moving right along. I'm going to keep my comments short and sweet as well. Couple of things I want to note with regard, number one, to our agenda. If you've kind of followed us for a while, you know we typically have department updates listed, and we would have different department heads come up and kind of give a quick, short summary of the month's activities. So after talking to the chair and vice chair, we kind of move away from that for a couple of reasons. One, we know that a lot of times our meetings do run a little long, and we want to be, whoa, did you just turn me up? Thank you. We want to be conscious of not only our board's time, but also the public who joins us. We want to be conscious of everyone's time. However, that doesn't mean you're not going to get information from our different departments. As, like I said, instead of coming up and giving you a quick 2 or 3 minutes, when the departments have notable items to present, we're going to put them on the agenda, and they're going to be treated as agenda items. The idea being, instead of trying to give it 3 to 5 minutes that for a particular topic or department, we're going to give them an agenda item time, which also will allow time for the board to do more in-depth questions and answers, and no one has to feel like they have to hurry up because someone's coming behind them. So we'll be doing that in 2026. And also, you may see some other changes as the months roll along, but I wanted to mention that. Secondly, I was introduced as your interim ED, which means that the board is going to be searching for a new executive director. To that end, it was mentioned last month that a search firm would be utilized to help with that selection, and that is underway now. The RFP for the search firm is on the street, and we hope to have the search firm, and I'm roughly before the end of March, certainly by the end of March at the latest, and I'm sure our chair or vice chair may talk a little bit more about that later. That's the observation to make from last month's meeting. We heard a number of comments about the heat outage at Calvert. In that same meeting, Steve Morales gave a presentation about the St. Paul's transformation. What's clear is we've got 2 trains running parallel here. The point being, A lot of time, effort, focus is on the transformation. And one of the things that Steve noted in it is, redevelopment takes time. Well, what does that mean? That means that, the systems in Calvert and Young, the mechanical systems, heat, hot water, you name it, we're going to have to make sure that we can provide service during this redevelopment and I should say, prior to the redevelopment. Um, you know, we're not going to take the wait and see approach. And granted, there are going to be things that pop up that nobody can foresee. But to the extent that we can see something happening, or we get an inkling that something's going to happen, we're going to take a proactive approach. We've already had staff conversations about that. We'll continue to have conversations and actually action to do that. We'll bring you more info on that in the upcoming meetings. But again, these two things have to happen together. You just can't all be on the redevelopment side, and we still got to keep focus on the things that we need to do for the benefit of our residents now. With that, I think I have taken 5 minutes, and if there are not any questions from the board, I'll say good morning again.
Thank you, Michael. Any questions of the interim ED commissioners?
Thank you.
Michael, before you leave,
Yes.
I do want to thank you, and I'm sure I speak for the board, since most of the board hadn't been as closely involved in the discussions and actions that have been taken to put us in a better position to mitigate some of the concerns with regard to the heat and water at some of the public housing communities. I want to thank you and your team for being so proactive and recognizing that we've got to continually be vigilant and monitor these things as best we can, recognizing we're in a very, very delicate position as we transition with St. Paul's, and keeping those residents who are still going to be remaining as we go through this comfortable, and making sure that they can feel like they have some reliable source of heat so that they can live their daily lives. But recognize too that we do have some in-house expertise that you pointed out to us, as well as some contract help that would give us a opportunity to be a little bit more vigilant on those things and do whatever we can to keep the system rolling, recognizing these things are old. And we can't predict everything, but we can be as proactive as we can and trying to mitigate them as we recognize things may be going into troubled areas. So appreciate you folks being as vigilant as you have been, and we're going to ask you to continue to do that.
Thank you.
And let me comment too, Michael was very, very kind in accepting a lot of responsibility for modifying our agendas and the information packages that we have. I think, if truth be told, that was probably yours truly that kind of kicked that ball off to start with. So if there's anyone that's miffed over that, I'm the one to blame. This is not dyed in wool or etched in stone, if you will. We're going to try this to see how it works going forward. We're not inflexible, certainly if there are modifications that need to be made to bring forth more clarifying information for the board and the public. We'll make those adjustments as appropriate. But as Michael indicated in his comments, we're trying to be respectful of people's time, at the same time not mitigating any of the things that we need to cover here as a board. So if you see things that we need to cover that aren't being addressed, or if there's some information that we need to be getting that we aren't getting as a result of modifying our agenda and our packets, then certainly we will be considering of those to make sure everybody gets what they feel they need. But feel free and open to talk to myself or Dr. Smith if you have those concerns, or even the ED, particularly staff members. If If you have some concerns about that, please let Michael know. And Dr. Smith and I will make ourselves available, and I promise you that we'll give adequate consideration to those comments and concerns. So feel free, if you got some ideas, to please let us know. I'm not saying that we're doing it right, but we certainly want to say that we're trying to get it right. And that's always an evolving circumstance. So please don't hold back if you got ideas. With that, we get into our next item agenda, board committee updates. Did any of our committees meet? Before we even respond to that, commissioners, I'd like for the various committees to get with the ED so that we can set up a regular meeting schedule for those committees that's appropriate and necessary and convenient for everybody involved. Again, we want the committees to work. They can't work without your input. And if you got the special needs in terms of times of day or days of the week, certainly we would want you to communicate that to the ED and put it in a position where we can count on you regularly to meet. Having served on 2 committees myself, wow, there's a lot of insightful information that comes through those committees. And it allows us the opportunity to vet those concerns at the committee level and at the board level. And we count on those committee members to bring back information that we can negotiate and talk about and have an opportunity to be concerned about how we can get better through utilizing that committee process. So feel free, first of all, make sure we communicate committees to the ED and set up a convenient, regular meeting schedule for those committees. And of course, Michael, you can communicate that out to us as well. But with that, do we have any board committee updates?
Mr. Chairman, the Finance Committee met on January 12th. Mr. Groove and I met with the Executive Director and the principals, as well as the COO. We had an opportunity to review the budget, which I'm at least happy to report to you that we look upon this favorably at this point, the details of which will be brought forward to the full board. Also, the audit is in process. Remind me again the name of the consultant. Berman Hopkins, they're on site to include an evaluation of the procurement processes. And so that is in the works, and we'll also anticipate their report sometime in the intermediate term.
Thanks, Dr. Smith.
Can I ask a quick question? Are they on a timeline, or are we waiting to hear? Is there any idea? Just
An anticipated end date?
Yeah.
I don't know. Demetria?
Any other committee updates? Any comments, criticism, suggestions? Well, we're getting to that right now.
Mr. Chairman, if I can just say,
Sure.
remember, I want to point out the committee participation again represents the manifestation of our board engagement and encourage everybody to reach out to the ED and work to scheduling the cadence of these meetings. The Finance Committee, by virtue of its relevance and importance, we meet monthly. That may not be necessary for all committees, but
That's correct. Finance and Development, we're meeting on a monthly basis, and I found it very informative when we were doing that. But as you suggest, Doc, that may not be necessary for all committees. So we leave that to the committees to make that judgment along with staff. We're in the commissioner comments. Any comments, commissioners?
I want to thank Interim Executive Director and his staff for offering me the opportunity to do a site visit on the matter relating to the heating system at Young Terrace. It was very informative.
Thank you for that, Dr. Smith. Any other comments, commissioners? Amy?
No,
Wow.
I'm good. I'm good.
Well, Ms. Mayo,
Oh.
are we doing that good?
Oh,
Okay.
Mr. Chair, there is a
Public speaker? Okay, we're good. I had said earlier we'd get back to the public comments if someone arrived, so we can modify our agenda easily. Public comments we're open for now.
Good morning again, Commissioners. We have one in-person speaker, Mr. Raytron White, and topic to address is Grandy Village.
Morning.
So,
Raytron,
how are you?
good morning. Happy New Year to you. We're going to limit our comments to 3 minutes, aren't we?
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
3 minutes. Look at that. Thank you. Two things I got to do. First of all, it's just good to see everybody. The way the world is today, we're still here. We know who we are, and we know what our goal is for this wonderful city. The first comment is Grandy Village is in a turmoil. Commissioner, I need you all to please one day to come out unexpectedly and see what we're going through. We're one of the best neighborhoods in the city, and I train the residents to be the best residents ever. But we have a problem. We only have one maintenance person in that 365 unit that works. The beautification of the neighborhood has went from 100 to about 10. I have pictures I was trying to show you all today, but I can send it to your email. We just need some help. We used to have 8 maintenance men. We have 1, and then we have 1 guy to pick up the trash. That's not acceptable. I don't know what we're supposed to be going to a new system, a new person, new company. It's been since last August. It is 2026 and it's January. We don't have a contract signed. I don't know where we're going. We need help. The residents, a lot of them don't have heat. Some of them did have heat. Some people from NRJ did come out. We had one lady, she's been sick. She's supposed to come today. She was sleeping in her bed with 2 coats on and a blanket. We got her some heat and they ended up fixing it. It took 1 piece to fix it and it was fixed. She had no air for the summer. So we have a lot of problems when we lost our maintenance and a lot of stuff going on. So we need to look at that. That's very important. People pay good rent. We're not part of public housing. We're a workforce development neighborhood, and we need to have priority in our neighborhood. I understand by other neighborhoods, and my heart goes out to them. I even had some of them out when they got in hotels to make sure they were all right. But our neighborhood, my neighborhood where I live, needs to be looked at, not abandoned, to have some surgery to it, because we were one of the best neighborhoods in the country. If you come out there now and you don't know where you're at, people are really concerned. So my residents want to come down here. I said, let me speak first, and then we can get into problems, and I'll bring the whole entire church with me, and that's the whole community. Second of all, and I think I'm a minute and a half, we need to, and I want to talk to Mr. Clark and the board. I really need your help on this. I've been fighting for the last year and a half. We really need to look at the Boys and Girls Club. You all, our kids shouldn't be outside playing on Saturdays when it's 10 degrees outside and when the Boys and Girls Club have someone in there practicing basketball when they're not the residents. I'm not coming out here for a show. I'm not coming out here just to look at you all. I like you all. But my kids are first, and I'm going to go to the bat when it comes to them. It should not be. The kids should not be outside on a Saturday or any day. They can't come in the rec center because of the stipulations they have for the Boys and Girls Club. And I'm so sick of the staff trying to bamboozle me about this and about that. We want our center back. It's been 2 years and a half that our kids has not been happy. We have a couple of kids in there, right? But we should have all of our kids in there that can go in that neighborhood. We have no family activities. We even have no youth activities in NRHA for our kids at all for the last almost 8 months. There's nothing to be done. The last thing they did was scholarships. That was last year. We need something for our kids to be doing. Thank God we haven't gotten in trouble with the kids. Thank God the young ladies have not do any kind of things. But our kids need some recreational skills for the real world. And I'm so sick and tired coming down here and not giving the bamboos about this Boys and Girls Club. If I got to work the center myself, I will. It needs to be something done. And I will be down here every month until we have something solved for every resident and every child and every parent out there to make sure their kids can get something to do in 2026. We have a summer coming up. I want them to have the best summer. The city did their part. We need to do our part. Thank you so much. And listen, if I don't see you, happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Mr. White. Do we have any other speakers at this time?
There are no additional public commenters at this time.
Thank you very much. We'll get back into our agenda. We were in commissioner comment. Do we have any more commissioner comment? Yeah, are any of our commissioners attending the Urban League Affair? Dr. Smith, any others? We do have spaces if you want to go. Thank you.
If any commissioner wants to attend or.
What's the date on that?
It's tonight,
It's tonight.
5:30. If you haven't, let me know or let Leah know, and we'll see what we can do about getting you in. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. If there's no other business, I think we'll have to take a motion to go into closed session. Is there no other business?
So moved.
Resolution convening a closed meeting on January 15th, 2026. Be it resolved that the authority will convene in a closed meeting pursuant to the Virginia Freedom of Information Act as amended to discuss the following matters which are specifically exempted from public disclosure by the code section referred to below. Number 1, personnel matters involving the assignment, appointment, promotion, demotion, performance, salaries, or resignation of employees of the authority as authorized by Section 2.2-3711A1 of the Act. And number 2, consultation with the authority's legal counsel regarding actual or probable litigation and legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by counsel as authorized by Section 2.2-3711A7 of the Act. And I heard a motion from Dr. Smith. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Ms. Mayo?
Aye.
Mr. Casagrande?
Aye.
Ms. Chudzinski?
Aye.
Dr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Fraley?
Aye.
Thank you. We're in closed session. Do you want to take a 5-minute break or do you want to roll?
I want to roll. You need a break, commissioners?
9:23, I don't think we.
Okay. We'll take a 5-minute break. And we're back. Ms.
Are we
Collins?
on, sir?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Resolution certifying a closed meeting on January 15th, 2026. Whereas the authority has convened the closed meeting on this date pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote and in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act. And whereas it's on the web.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry, excuse me.
And whereas Section 2.2-3712D of the 1950 Code of Virginia as amended requires a certification by this authority that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now, therefore, upon motion duly made and seconded, be it resolved that the authority hereby certifies that to the best of each commissioner's knowledge, number 1, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law were heard, discussed, or considered in the closed meeting. And number 2, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered by the authority. May I have a motion, please? So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Miller?
Aye.
Ms. Mayo?
Aye.
Mr. Casagrande?
Aye.
Ms. Chudzinski? Dr. Smith?
Aye.
Mr. Fraley?
Aye. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we stand adjourned.